Good morning and welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing a full day wear test on these new Danessa Myricks products. I am a huge fan of Danessa Myricks, her products, her work, and I love the way she creates products. It's almost like painting your face. So these products from her are absolutely gorgeous. I use them on the lips, on the cheeks. She has these also Colorfix where it's almost like paint and you just paint it on your face. So a lot of good stuff from her. So I was very excited when I saw this and I saw medium coverage with radiant finish and I was like, yes. So if you guys are interested, continue watching. If you're new here, welcome. I would love for you to subscribe down below and let's put these products on. So I have worn these two products once before. Lately, I've been liking to try the products before, just at least one day. That way, when I do a review, I have at least some thoughts and kind of make up my mind throughout the day. Because if I just try them that one day when I record, I change my mind through things. I figure different ways to try them that may work for me, or I really like them in the beginning and then I end up not loving them. So I'm liking doing that more often. But this just came in the mail yesterday. So I've had the foundation for 2-3 days and this just for one day, and I've tried it once. This is the Yummy Skin Glow Serum, and I'll read a little bit about it. This is a skincare infused radiant priming serum that hydrates, preps, and protects skin for a lit from within glow. The packaging is very interesting. It has this squeezy tube and you squeeze a little bit and that's the product. So that is the product right there. You can see it has a glow to it. And it's still a primer though. It's not just a glowy highlighter. It's definitely a primer because the more you blend it in, the more it gets into your skin. And it's a very moisturizing. Yesterday when I wore it, I really liked it. This is $34 and it comes in 2 shades. This is the main squeeze, which is a champagne gold. And then there's a juice boost, which is a warm copper. And honestly, I think I'm gonna order the other one for the summer. I think that would be a beautiful primer or just all over with no makeup for summertime. So I loved this product. I put a little bit right here. I like the squeezy tube. I love the way it feels on the skin. It does have a scent. It's not super strong, but it's there. So if you're sensitive to that, just know that. And I just put it all over. It has a slight tackiness to it, which I like in primers because it helps my foundation last a little longer. If they're too tacky, it can peel, but this is a nice, decent tackiness, and it definitely has that glow. There is no glitter in it. Danessa Myricks also has this one, the Illuminating Veil Liquid Highlighter, and this is very glittery. And this is not necessarily a primer. That's the way I used it though, because it has like that glitter particles in it. I'll swatch it here. That is the Illuminating Veil highlighter, and this has straight up glitter in it and it's very noticeable. It's not my favorite. The only way I wear this is just on top of my cheekbones before foundation. I almost never put it on top because you can definitely see the sparkles, but it's intense. Like I think for a fun occasion it would be fine, but for every day I think it's too much. Moving on to the foundation. This is the Yummy Skin Serum Foundation and it has a weird packaging, but it's really, really cool. I was a little bit confused when I first got it, but you untwist this and this is another squeezy tube and you squeeze a little bit. So this part right here, you can squeeze it, see? And that's how the product comes out. You need the tiniest bit. I put that very little drop there and that's how much coverage I got. It's on the thicker side. just like all the Danessa Myricks products, like it has a lot of pigment, just intense. And it's not that I wasn't expecting this, because I'm going to show you her other foundation. This is the Vision Cream, and I'll swatch it next to it. And this is super thick, super intense. Like, you won't see your skin through it at all. Look at that. That is a very, very intense. So I was expecting a lot of pigment, but less than this one. I mean, this is one of my fullest coverage foundations that I own. So that's a lot. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the color. The color I have in the Vision foundation, it's N04, and the color I picked in this one was 6N. I thought I would kind of match what they had, but when I looked at the pictures of the 4N, it seemed pretty just light. So I went one darker, and I wish I went even darker than this. I'll read a little bit about the foundation. This is a skincare hybrid foundation with medium buildable coverage that effortlessly creates a natural looking skin-like glow. It's medium and radiant. But here you see the difference. This is the N4 and this is the 6 in the new formula. So I probably would have gone even deeper than that, but I was able to make it work the other day. And on my other video, the Givenchy foundation, people are like, oh, that's a perfect match for you. But I think the camera doesn't really pick up how light or dark it looks on me. It kind of evens it out. But in person, that foundation was way too light for me. So many times what you see on the camera may not be exactly how it looks in person. So I just wanted to mention that in case you think, oh, this is a perfect match for you, maybe on camera, but in real life, in natural light, it may be too light or dark. Anyway, so this is still a pretty thick consistency. I used my hand the other day to build it up. I'm going to use my hand on this side, and then I'm going to use a brush on the other side. So I will add a little bit. This has a lot of coverage, and it goes a long way. Look at that. Just that dot. I think the trick with this one is to not use too much. The other day I used a bit too much, and I could kind of see it on the skin, but when I actually took it off and used very little, and it looked so beautiful. So I definitely think the trick is to make sure to not overuse it, just like her Vision Cream, because it's just going to be too much. So right now I'm at one good layer, and I do like the color. I think it's decent, it works. It's not as noticeably light or dark. I think it's fine. I can make this work. I'm probably not gonna get another color because at some point I will be the exact same match. So this is with and without. And I'm going to turn the lights down a little bit and zoom you in. So here we have with and without, and it has a beautiful finish. It's a medium coverage right now. And this is the glow from that primer. I probably should have done with and without primer, maybe. But the foundation, I've tried it by itself, and it still has a beautiful glow to it. So that's how we're looking like. I am going to take my Merit brush and use this here on this side, and let's see how it works. It sits really nice around the pores. It's very skin-like, but it has a thickness to it, not creaminess, but thickness to the product. It's not like the Charlotte Tilbury one where I feel like there's that thickness to it, but the product is lighter than that one, but when you rub it in between your fingers, it's thicker. Actually, that blended in so nice with this brush. Dare I say, I think I like it just a little bit better with a brush, which I'm impressed because I really liked it with the fingers. I think it was just maybe a little bit easier with a brush, and you could control the coverage a little bit more because it soaks slightly more, but they both look really good, almost no difference. So that is how we're looking. I think it looks beautiful. I love the radiance. It's there, but it's not obnoxious. And it gives you like the good coverage. So I really, really like it. The key with this foundation is to not over apply. Do not put too much because it can get a little heavier if you apply too much. So that one dot that I showed you guys is what I used all over the face. I haven't touched the foundation. So there's a storm outside. It's snowing. Yeah, it snowed last night here. So if you hear the wind, that's what it is. So I'm loving this so far. It looks great around the pore area. I wouldn't say that it's like, oh my gosh, the blurriest foundation of them all. I think it's skin-like. I don't really feel it on. I don't really see it on. It blends into my skin, but it doesn't completely blur your pores like a matte foundation does. But they're not noticeable, emphasized at all. It's just like skin. I was kind of wanting to use a lot of Danessa Myricks products today, but there's no concealer. And I was thinking of using this, but this is deeper, the Vision Cream Cover, because that is so much coverage. You can definitely use it as concealer, but I think it's going to be too dark. So I'm going to put a little bit of concealer. I'm going to use the Danessa Myricks Cream Bronzer Balm Contour. Absolutely loving this. This is in light 2. I am going to also use her blushes because they're just so wonderful. So yeah, I'm just going to try to use a lot of Danessa Myricks products. I don't have all her line, but yeah. So I finished the look. It is kind of simple. I did not put a highlighter because I really think there's enough glow on this foundation. You can kind of see on my forehead just how glowy it is and radiant, which I like. Even though it is glowy and radiant, it does not emphasize my pores right now. I did powder just a little bit the concealer that I used. The concealer I used is the KVD concealer. You know, this is in medium 131, and I use it when I want a little bit fuller coverage, like more coverage, but I can't say that it's my favorite concealer, but I like it. Like, it has a place. Like with this foundation, I thought that that concealer would work really well. The color and the coverage and the texture of it overall. On, obviously, I have the bronzer. This is all I have on. The blush is this one. And then on the eyes, all I have is this Color and Exposed. It's my favorite from her. And I think that's about it. On the lips, I also have this one. I have the Kitten lip liner from Cosmetics. And that's it. That is my finished look. I love it. I think my skin looks like skin but glowy. It has a medium coverage, so I think it's covered enough. I don't feel the need to ever have more coverage than this, but you can still see like imperfections around here. I have a couple dots here, and they're like blurred and covered, but not completely. I don't feel like I'm wearing a mask, and feels kind of like my skin. Let me turn the lights down and show you up close. So this is how the skin's looking like. You could definitely see the glow on my forehead the most and here, but I think on camera the best is right here. And I like it. I think it looks nice just everywhere. Actually, I really like it right now. I wore it a couple times and I liked it, but I think today I like it the most out of all of them, maybe because of powdering this area, and yeah, I don't know, I like it so far. I did not spray the foundation, but I will because I wanted to stay in place all day. I have lots to do today, and honestly everything looks great except my under eyes. I don't like my under eyes right now. I think they look just a little bit dry, and just it didn't cover well. I don't know. It initially looked really nice. I think this concealer it's such a hit or miss for me. Sometimes it works so well. Like I wore it the other day and it looked so beautiful. And then today I'm not liking it. So overall, I mean, I've already given my thoughts on this concealer. It's just okay for me. But I don't know. I'm not liking my under eyes. All right, so far I'm loving the foundation, loving the primer. I'm gonna do check-ins throughout the day and we'll see how it wears. So I am meeting a friend right now. I just parked, and guys, it is March and look at this. There's snow. It was 70 degrees last week. Anyway, the foundation, let's look in the mirror of truth. I think the foundation is looking literally just like when I applied it. It's beautiful, super perfect. I am not outside, but I'm in the car. I don't like my under eyes. They really bother me. I almost want to wipe it off. But the skin looks so good. Zoom in as much as we can. It has a beautiful glow to it. It's not too much. So I am in the car, and this car has a really intense tint, so it doesn't let in a ton of light. But I will record outside as well. But so far, it literally looks like when I applied it. It looks so good. Loving it. So I really like the foundation right now, the way it's looking. I feel like it hasn't worn at all. Maybe just slightly around my mouth right here, but I did have like steak and eggs for my lunch, and I just had a coffee with a sandwich. So it's been obviously a lot of wear, but I think it looks really good. And overall, yeah, I don't think it moved much at all. I think it's looking actually really nice. Now it is glowy, and I don't know, I want to say it didn't get necessarily more glowier, but it is overall a very glowy foundation that you need to know. So yeah, this is how we're looking now. I'll see if I do one more check-in, and then the final one, we are going to see some friends. I'm about to cook some deep fried chicken for my friends, and we're gonna take it there, and we're just gonna hang out, and it's gonna be a long night. And yeah, maybe I'll do a check-in on the way there. All right, so this is after 5, 6, 7, probably 8 hours, probably more. When did I record this morning? I don't even remember. So this is how, whoa. Did you do that on purpose? All right. So let me zoom in. Andrew's driving crazy on purpose. So this is how the foundation's looking like. I think it's still looking really good. I had to powder it once. So I had to powder it once because I cooked and it's like super deep fried and there's just like fumes everywhere and oil everywhere. So I did powder, let me turn that down. I did powder it once, just around the T-zone, and that's it. That's all I did with it, and I think it's still looking really, really good. Okay, we'll see you guys tonight at my final check-in. It is 11:30 at night right now, so it has been, I don't know, 14 hours since I applied this makeup. I look different because I cooked and I like deep fried chicken and it got all over, like the smell got all over my clothes, so I had to change, but it's still the same makeup. So what do we think? I think it actually looks so good. It probably is one of the foundations that looks the best after so many hours. Now, has it faded? Yes, a little bit, but not a lot. I actually think my skin still looks very, very good. The forehead looks absolutely gorgeous. This area looks really good. Obviously around this area, like my nose, my under eyes are not looking great, but that's more the concealer. Here it's a little bit gone. I think around the mouth it's faded. It's okay, but most of this area is pretty much spotless. Like it looks so good. And let me turn the lights down so you guys can see up close. All right, so around here, you can kind of tell that it has moved, and I think the concealer that I put here has bunched up. Same on the chin. I feel like where I put the concealer, I don't like it. Under my eyes, I really don't like it. I think it looks just dark and like it moved. There's a lot of fallout from my mascara, but it's been such a long day. I've done so much today that I think it looks so good. I'm actually quite impressed. I wasn't expecting this foundation to wear this well throughout the day. Because it's a little bit more glowy, I was expecting it to not last that well, but it has absolutely impressed me. So I'm not sure if the primer helped the longevity. I wish I would have done a primer only on half and not on the other, because it's kind of hard to tell which one's which, but I loved the primer, the way it felt, the way it went on the skin, the sheen that it gave me, that radiance. And I love that it had a little bit of that stickiness, which usually tells me that it's gonna make the foundation last longer. So I think that's what it did. Maybe it's that, or maybe the foundation's just that amazing. I love the packaging of the foundation. This is squishy here. See how I can squish it? That's how you push the product out. I probably have so much product right now here. Oh, I literally went all the way on the computer. I kind of like the packaging. I just wonder when you're completely running out, how much are you going to be able to squeeze? I'm not sure. It seems a little bulky for this. The foundation has a 25 ml, so 0.85, but the price was decent. I think it's $34. Yes, $34, and the primer is also $34. And in the primer, you get, let's see, 32.5 ml, so 1.1 ounce. But I like it. I loved the foundation. I liked it better with brush, like the, where is it? The Merit brush. This is so good for this foundation. I thought it blended it easier, and it almost picked up a little bit of the foundation, where with my fingers I felt like it looked so intense and full coverage, but it becomes more of a medium coverage once you blend it out. I think it's buildable though, so I think you can really get a good medium to full coverage. But on the brush, I thought it blended in a little bit faster, and it picked up a little bit the product where like it didn't look heavy at all. Right now, look at my skin. I don't see it gathering absolutely anywhere. No. Now, my under eyes, again, it's a different situation. I literally have black spots all over from the mascara because I was rubbing my eyes and everything. But everything else, like around here, it is not heavy at all. Around my brows here, not heavy at all. It looks like skin. And the shade is decent. I was kind of walking again by the mirror and I could see the shade was slightly lighter, but I made it work. After I applied everything, I felt the need to put a little bit of bronzer, and I think this is the bronzer I put after everything was done. I think I applied a little bit of that, and that definitely helped just bronze up the skin a little bit, and it worked really well. Now, I do want to mention that I powdered my T-zone once. Literally just here a little bit, my nose, under my eyes. And the reason I had to powder under my eyes is that I feel like it was kind of creasing a little bit. Again, it's the concealer, not the foundation, so I felt the need to just smooth all that out. And then around, I think my chin, maybe a little bit around my mouth, I powdered very little, but I did powder once. It was after I cooked, and I was like, glowy. But even the glow, I don't think it got too unbearable. Like I still could pull off the look. So even though this is radiant and glowy, it is on first application, but I don't think it gets glowier throughout the day the more you wear it. So yeah, I am absolutely loving this. I just think that it's just such a good combo, these two. They worked so well. I'm sorry that I can't give you, is the primer the one that made it stay so well, or is it the foundation itself? I will hopefully wear it again and kind of see the difference, and when I have that info I can link it in my description box below. But everything I wore today, I will be linked down below. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I had fun doing it, and I'm glad I like it. So thank you for being here. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.